Hi, so my project was based on the risk assessment of coastal landsliding at Charmouth in Dorset. And so Charmouth is a heavily visited tourist destination, especially popular with fossil collectors. So therefore the assessing of risk is important for effective management in order to reduce the likelihood of fatalities or injuries due to landsliding. I also looked at the factors which influence people's risk perception. The one focused on here is media coverage. So media coverage can either amplify people's risk perceptions, or in some cases it can cause them to underestimate certain risks as well. Okay, so in terms of methods used, to determine the level of risk, I conducted a landslide susceptibility assessment, and this involved the creation of a site-specific set of criteria which allowed tailored and detailed analysis. And so, as you can see from the diagram here, a 1.5 km stretch of beach was divided up into 30 cliff sections, and for each cliff section 7 key factors were analysed qualitatively. So the 7 causative factors are listed here: slope material, jointing, vegetation cover, cliff height, average slope angle, cliff profile, and distance of shear face from the beach. And so each of the 7 factors were assigned a numerical weight in terms of their importance in slope stability. So in terms of risk perception and measuring that, questionnaires were used. A total of 46 questionnaire responses were collected using an opportunistic sampling strategy. And the responses of those who had been exposed to media coverage was compared with the responses of those who hadn't been exposed to media coverage. Okay, so moving on to the results section. Results from the landslide risk assessment effectively showed that in general the highest risk zones are located directly below Stone Barrow Hill here and extending eastwards along the beach. These sections here are made up of more resistant types of geology, belemnite marls and green ammonite beds, whereas the sections here to the west of East Beach on Charmouth are made up of black ven marls, which are more loosely consolidated clay type material. So these areas were lower risk and have lower slope angle, lower in height, and more vegetation cover, making them lower risk areas. Okay, and so in terms of the questionnaire results, effectively what we found was that the respondents which had been exposed to media coverage tended to have a higher risk perception. And as shown by figure 1 and figure 2 here, 94% of the respondents which had been exposed to media coverage considered landslides to be of danger at Charmouth, whereas of the ones who hadn't been exposed to media coverage, only 67% considered landslides to be of danger. So, in conclusion, the level of risk from landsliding on East Beach at Charmouth is highly variable along there, but the main factor which appears to influence the level of risk is the type of geology, with these belemnite and green ammonite beds being higher risk than the sections on the west of the beach made of black ven marls. In terms of risk perceptions, media coverage appears to contribute to a greater level of risk perception in people, and it seems to have amplified their risk perception. However, it's important to note that there are a range of other factors which influence people's risk perception, socioeconomic factors, along with personal experience of events and trust in managing authorities. And that's it.